Welcome. I do not like conspiracy theories, but there is one that's been gnawing at me for quite some time, and I want to put it into a video format and express to you my concerns about this particular conspiracy theory. The problem with conspiracy theories is they're genuinely made from accusations that are plausible but not probable. And this one falls in the same category. It's plausible, and that means it's in the realm of possibility, but it's probably not true. That being said, here it is. The idea begins with an invention. Any invention that's sufficient enough to change the world as we know it. For example, a water-powered vehicle. A vehicle completely powered on water. Now, although that vehicle has been somewhat invented already, the cost of said vehicle is insanely high. So what I'm referring to is a water-powered vehicle that would cost at the same price as a normal car or less money. Either way, this would prove a very dangerous thing to release onto the market for the government. It would lose valuable revenue that the government makes on oil. However, it would free us from the dependency on oil. So, would they do it, or would they keep it to themselves? The conspiracy says this in fact has already been invented and the government's keeping it to itself because it wants to get rich off of oil. Another possible realm is more theoretical in nature, but it revolves around things like portals. And I don't mean the Portal game, I mean portals in the sense of wormholes. Now, scientists have been looking at wormholes and possible ways to form wormholes, and there's been all these experiments with the giant generators that fling around subatomic particles and atoms at each other, and everybody's worried that we're going to create a black hole, and in fact one of the goals is to create a miniature black hole that they hope will close itself in some time. Boy, I really hope that that miniature black hole closes itself really fast, because if it's open for any amount of time it could cause a lot of chaos. But at any rate, the conspiracy says that we in fact do have wormhole technology and the government just won't let us have it. Now, this is something a little bit more interesting to me, because if we had the ability to instantly move matter from one place to another, and that's not a teleporter in that sense of Star Trek, but a wormhole that would instantly move one thing to another place. Wormholes don't have to be actual tunnels, they can actually just be basically a doorway that you would step through and you would be instantly wherever the other side is. Obviously there's problems with it. If the wormhole closes and part of your body's on the other side, you're going to lose that part of your body. So there'd be a risk involved in this sort of technology if we were to use it to transport humans or other living creatures. But there's risk in any transportation we have. That's not the reason why they wouldn't release it. The reason why they wouldn't release this sort of technology is because of the amount of jobs it would lose. Trucking, planes, shipping, even, just, you name it, it's gone. It would revolutionize our world as we know it. It would change society, it would change how we interact with other cultures, other people, and it would even change the space industry and allow us to colonize and visit other planets very quickly, because we could send shuttles out with a portal on board at very, very high speed that a human couldn't withstand, have the shuttle stop at X point, have a human go through the portal, see where they are, see if there's any planets around, set up some portals on the planets nearby, and do the whole thing again. So, why wouldn't this technology be released? Because it would destroy jobs, and the government wouldn't allow that. These two conspiracies are in the realm of possible, but not probable. It's possible to invent these things, but it's not probable. The water car is a lot more possible, and in fact, as I said, has already been made. They have made cars that can run on pure water. Yes, they have. They're just way too expensive, and they haven't released them to the general market because of that. There are now cars that they are releasing that run on diesel that are a lot cleaner burning than diesel used to be, and there are cars that they are making that turn gasoline into hydrogen so that they'll burn cleaner. Why not just use hydrogen? Well, it's kind of hard to use hydrogen in that method, and of course there are hydrogen fuel cell cars. They're just not available on the wide market yet, but they will be. The idea, again, is that the government is slowly releasing this technology and that they're holding back something from us. I kind of see where there could be a possible realm for that, but I also think that really the government couldn't prevent this sort of technology from being released to the general public. Not when we have the internet. If an inventor wanted to release that sort of information, they would do so by publishing it on the internet on several different websites. Whether or not people actually believed it would be another opinion or another thing to talk about, but still, it would be available. I want to pause for a moment and reflect upon Prison Break, the TV show that I've talked about a while back. The reason is because in Prison Break they talked about this device, Cella, that contained information that was going to change the world. This information was so important that people were willing to do anything to get it, and anything to spend any amount of money to purchase it and whatever. The problem is, the most smartest character in the entire series doesn't think to just publish the findings online. Publish Scylla to the world, it would become worthless to these people. Once the information was available to everybody, nobody could make money off of the information anymore. It would become valueless. So true, same holds if you were able to invent a cheap alternative to what the fuel we currently have and publish it online. It would become public knowledge and people would start building their own cars and circumvent the government by going around it and not waiting for it to be released. The only thing that could possibly happen would be that this technology would be made illegal, which would be very interesting to see happen. But I think that people would rise up and then overthrow the government at that time, saying you can't take away our rights to invent stuff. In fact, the internet itself is a free invention. Somebody did invent the internet, and instead of profiting on it, they said they simply let it go for free. To do otherwise would have limited the ability of the internet to be the internet. So, yeah, well, there's more than one inventor of the internet. There's several people, but I don't want to go into the history of that. The point is, if you have a very good invention, share it with the world. Yeah, you want to make profit on it, but when you go into it, and if that invention could change the world, and you're afraid that the government might stop you, then obviously your only recourse would be to publish it online and broadcast it to the world. Thus, this conspiracy theory falls apart like pretty much any other conspiracy theory. It doesn't hold water. That is to say, no force, no matter how powerful it is, can withhold information. Until next time, peace out. I'm going to get back on working on inventing my portal. It's almost done. Actually, I haven't done anything with it yet. Actually, I don't even have the parts for it. They're kind of expensive. So if you want to send me money, let me know. Peace out.